All right, now joining the show, I have on an Enfield High grad and Yale tight end Wyatt Raymond. Wyatt, what's going on?
Going on, Andrew? Doing all right?
All right, I'm excited to get you on. This feels a little bit overdue getting you on the show, but definitely excited. Definitely excited.
It's a long time coming. We in 70 episodes now?
We're around 80, right? I think this is gonna probably be. Oh no, this is gonna be the 79th episode. So then 80 will be next Monday, but. Yeah, it's exciting. But so are you home? You're home right now, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm home right now until the summer. I go back for training. Probably like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, around that.
That's now. How was your freshman year on campus, with COVID and everything? Like, going through workouts, going through camp. What was that like?
Honestly, like it was kind of like rough because of, like all the rules and stuff, like all like the extra check-ins and stuff. But like I'm a little grateful because I mean, at the end of the day, I had like classes in my dorm room, so I was only leaving for football, and it was really easy to just like focus on football, and it wasn't as much football as it should have been with like all like the COVID and everything, but it was great, to get down there and work with the guys and have an extra season to train.
Now, or do you think that like that COVID? So were you gonna redshirt anyway? This year, do you think?
No, you can't redshirt in
Oh,
the
you
Ivy League.
can't in Ivy League.
No, you can't.
So do you think you'll take up that year of eligibility down the road, possibly?
So how it works is like my freshman year, like academically, I'm like a second
You'll be
semester,
a
still a
sophomore
freshman.
this year.
I'm still a freshman like academically, and like I'm still counts as my freshman season will be this year, so it all lines up. That's why I took this semester off.
Oh, so you took this past semester off.
Yeah,
Okay, so are you going to be able to enroll right back into Yale, right back into your classes, kind of pick up where you left off?
yeah, this fall for the season.
Gotcha. Okay. So what was that like taking the semester off? That must have definitely been kind of odd, especially would you have been back on campus?
So how it worked is freshmen weren't allowed on campus. It was definitely really odd. Like I got into like a really good like kind of swing. I was getting into like a swing like being at school, and then came home, had to re get into like a swing at home, and now I'm getting ready to go back and make another transition. But it's been really good to train, and now I know what it's like being on campus, so I know what to expect when I go back.
Yeah. Now, coming out of Enfield, it is odd or not odd. It's a very far and few when an Enfield football player goes Division One. So when the recruitment started happening, it definitely being there, kind of seeing it was pretty exciting. But when the offers started to come in, like the first one that came in, what was that feeling?
Uh, it was mostly just relief because like I mean like everybody's you're working for it for like 4 years, and like some people work for it and like it doesn't pay off. So like getting like the first one is just like huge relief because like now I know I can play college ball. So now it's like it's starting to get serious. Starting to feel some more offers and stuff.
And so you got offered. Did Holy Cross offer you
No, it was just Fordham, Columbia. And,
for Fordham, Columbia, and Yale? Okay. Now, are you in any way disappointed that a team like UConn didn't offer you? I know you're happy probably at Yale now, but in the recruiting process, it's got to be I feel like a little bit of a bummer that UConn doesn't offer.
it's a little bit of a bummer, but like because I think like everybody really believes in themselves. So like obviously you think you're good enough to get that offer. But I mean at the end of the day, you end up going to the school that like with the coaches that want you. So if they don't want me that much, then it's fine that they don't offer me. So that's
Makes
kind of have the
sense.
mindset you have to have.
Yeah. Now, what was the whole summer going into preparing to go to Yale? Like, how did you prepare yourself, prepare your body, to kind of be able to compete with going from being the best kid on your high school team to now you're like the maybe the second or third guy on the tight end depth chart?
It's a little intimidating because like you walk in like there's not like a single guy who's like probably pushing as much as me or like just as fast as me or like all that sort of things. There's always like a bigger fish, but it's also like really good like competition, just like build with and like I don't know. I just feel like since like I've been around like these guys who are so great, it pushes me to want to be that great. So like I've been making a lot of progress. I think that's good.
That's good. That's good. Now, it seems like you and Ethan have been kind of working out together. I see Ethan always posting his shirtless pics with you in it. So, how has it been working with him, having a guy to kind of you guys kind of holding each other accountable?
Yeah, I would like he forced me to take that picture by the way, but I've been working out with like Freddie and Ethan and those two guys, they're both playing college and they both really want to get better, especially Ethan. Ethan's in my ear, talking my ear off like all day. He's like, "Oh, I want to put on 20 more pounds, 20 more pounds." And I'm like, "All right, relax." Like, but it's great because
He's gonna be playing guard if he throws on like 20 if he keeps talking like that.
he says he wants to be the biggest safety in the conference. So, I mean, whatever. That's good. Good for him.
Yeah, he's a psychopath now. Like he's nuts, but I mean, what does he weigh now? Probably like 180, 190.
190. Yeah.
Holy shit! That for him putting 20 more pounds on would be, and if he stayed as fast as he did too, that would kind of be scary.
Yeah. He wants to get faster. I think Jake also, his brother is really kind of pressing the thumb on him because Jake's big. Jake's as big as me, as strong as me. So you know, he's got the genetics. They're all there, and he wants to be big too. No, he is
But,
big.
but he's a Windsor Locks kid. It's not the same. Playing at Windsor Locks not the same as playing at Enfield.
Yeah, he could have had the Enfield drip, but take the Windsor
Should
Locks. It's all right.
should have. Working out with Freddie, how's that been? Because I know for a time he got thinner. Like it seemed like he got thinner, like down to like 190, I think. And but it seems like he's putting it all back on. How's it been working out with him?
The thing about that though is like Freddie was he was a little fluffy, and then we started working out together. I remember like during COVID, he did get skinny, but
Yep.
then now he's just like we've been working out together. He's been putting on muscle, and I mean he's the same thing. He's always talking about the season, and oh, I can't wait for football. He always says to me, and just being around them too, and like they want to be great, so it makes me want to go better in the gym.
That's good. That's good. Good group to surround yourself with. Um, play. So you played basketball in high school as well. How much do you think that helped you with football, or did you just kind of play basketball because you were good at basketball? Do you notice any correlation between the two? Really?
I mean, helps be like a all around like athlete. It definitely helps with like running and stuff like that. But I just played basketball because I wanted to. But there's actually like an interesting thing. Like a lot of tight ends play basketball. Like a lot of the tight ends in the NFL played basketball in high school, and there's a pretty big correlation between tight ends.
Yeah, I mean, you get guys like Antonio Gates, Jimmy Graham. They were basketball players. Um, Julius Peppers through and through. So I mean, but playing, I think definitely you see the correlation. I think at least just tight end is the biggest position you see the comparison.
Definitely because
Now,
it's
who would you say you play as a tight end most like? Are you more of a physical? Because I've played with you, I don't know how your game's really changed if you've gotten better blocking wise, or I know you haven't really played, but where would you say you kind of fit? What tight end do you kind of play a lot like?
you put me a lot on the spot here. If I had to compare myself to somebody in the NFL, I'd probably compare myself to Travis Kelsey, just
Kelsey?
because he's got surprising agility for a big guy,
Hmm.
and he's a really good route runner, which I try to be a good route runner. At the same time, like he's got an edge to him, which you could like tell when he gets like when he's like sticking a block, you can tell. And I think that's probably the part of my game I got to improve on the most is blocking. He's definitely a better blocker than me, but that's what I would try to model my game after.
Now, see, when I was playing, you weren't a big glove guy. I remember. So are you gonna start wearing gloves in college? Like, will you be wearing a pair of gloves? Or are you just still gonna go bare hands?
I'm wearing gloves now. They got me nice little sticky gloves. I just want to buy gloves in high school. And it was good training. I feel like if you
Yeah.
catch a ball with your bare hands, you should be able to catch a ball with gloves. So, and I know some other people do that.
Now, how's the transition been for you? Because at Enfield High, you played really all over the place. You played a lot of receiver because we weren't a big tight end team. So you played a lot of receiver. You played like a little bit of tight end, a little bit of wing, quarterback. So which is probably your best position. But what's been the transition for you from going from kind of being all over the place to just focusing on being a tight end?
It's a lot easier, especially not playing both sides of the ball. Like just being able to focus on one position and like, you know, you're doing a lot of the same things every play. So you're just focusing on like a much narrower skill set instead of, I can work on things like more position specific and stuff like that. So it makes it a lot easier, definitely.
Gotcha. Now, your Owen showed me the touchdown pass you threw him your guys' senior year versus Glastonbury. Is that your favorite high school play? I'd imagine because you were always in Fidge's ear about playing quarterback. So
Ooh, my favorite high school play.
I mean, I'm just throwing that one out there because it was a bomb to Owen in the Glastonbury game.
Yeah, I mean, it was great to see the look on Coach Fitch's face because I remember always telling him, I was like, I can throw the ball. And he was like, you can't throw the ball. And then I threw a bomb all the way downfield. It was beautiful. I mean, it was great too, especially getting the upset win.
The best is when we played Hall my senior year, the one where we ran pretty much the same play but with Cam throwing it, and he threw it about 3 yards into the ground because he had his gloves still on. He was like trying to get his gloves
Oh
off.
my God.
He
The
came
glove won't
around and
come off.
literally he throws it and it just slips and just goes literally I think 4 yards right into the turf.
That's got to be my favorite play was against Hall. Um, I think it was my junior year, your senior year. That game against Hall, the game-winning touchdown. That's got to be my favorite play.
That meant a lot too because that was the same week Justin had passed. So
Yeah.
that was a big emotional week. Getting that win was huge though, because especially the when we had played Hall like my sophomore year, we lost to them at their place like 54-7. We lose to them the year before by a touchdown. So going there and getting the win, especially under those circumstances, was definitely awesome. The Manchester game the week before, what that one I think was the most electric. Just going into overtime, double overtime against a team that we weren't too fond of. I think back the play that sticks out is Ethan's touchdown catch, which I still don't understand how he caught it. Because or I don't know why he was on the field at least playing receiver. So that game definitely sticks out. Do you have one game like your senior year, a one win that really stuck out for you guys? Was the East Hartford one, South Windsor?
Yeah, the one that it's always against South Windsor. I mean, that's always the best one. I mean, because like like when you get there, like they're mad and like you're mad, and it's just like it's a rivalry. It's great, and I love playing against them and winning against them, especially.
Hey, 2 year win streak against them. It doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, we keep the trophy, Enfield High.
Absolutely. Um, Now, a question we always ask. We started doing this about probably maybe 30 episodes back. We do. So what did you listen to before games? Like what was in your headphones before you would play? Did it like I'm wondering did it switch up for basketball or was it all the same through and through?
It actually did switch up between basketball and football because for football, I would like to listen to some like rock or something like heavy rock, like Motley Crue. I love Kickstart My Heart.
Okay.
And for basketball, I would usually listen to rap before a game, or like some old school rap, like some Biggie, Mace, some of those guys.
You guys had the best intro. Would you guys came out to jump, right? When you guys would come out, it was Santi would come down and dunk during warmups.
Yeah, that was my idea. They didn't like that idea, but I made
Oh,
them do it anyways.
it was awesome. It always was perfect too, because you had Santi, who was an automatic to dunk every time he came down. So it always worked out perfect.
We would always try to line up our dunkers, so we would all go in a row. We only had a couple.
So you mean you and Santi? That was about it.
Tie.
And Kyle would try to touch rim, or Kyle would shoot a three.
Yeah, Kyle would do a layup.
What I'm curious because you were on the team when Kumar was there. What would be your through your 4 years your Enfield starting five? Like through the four guys. Like I'm assuming you'll be in it, or maybe not.
Yeah,
But who would be the 4 or 5 guys on that team with you?
it'd be Jaden the one. I put Kyle at the two. I put me at the four, Kumar at the five, and then oh, the third spot. That's the hard spot to fill. I might put Christian Piscini in there.
I was gonna say no love for
I might
Christian
put
on
Christian Piscini for the three because he's a good team player. I mean, he could
there.
play too.
Yeah, he good defender, decent shooter. We'll leave it at that. But
Good passer.
and who would you pick for coach? Would it be Zalki or Coach James?
Zaki.
No love for Coach James.
Love Coach James, but he could be the assistant.
All right, I like that. That works. What are you majoring in at Yale? What are you going to be going back into?
I'm not declared for major, but I'm thinking economics.
Now with something like that, do you kind of want to go as broad as possible because of what the Yale degree kind of holds? So I mean, going super specific works, but I mean, if you go like economics or business, then you kind of can really do anything because you have that degree from Yale.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it is like with most degrees that you get, you're trying to network for a job, and that goes for any college. So, I mean, more or less in colleges in general, the degree doesn't really matter. It's more of like, you know,
You know.
networking for that job and that sort of thing. So, but I am trying to I want to pick a broad major, something not too specific. I don't want to get stuck with biochem.
Yeah, that
Those are
would be.
also hard.
Yeah, that doesn't sound enjoy. That's what's his name Alex is doing up at UMass, and it baffles me that somebody would pick that as their college major because it's super narrow and seems awful.
It's
It-
incredible though. You'd be surprised how many like of my teammates are like picking these insanely hard majors. Like when I remember coming up on a tour and like the guy who gave me a tour, he was like, "Oh, I'm doing something, something. I don't even. They're crazy majors that people do like astro. I don't even know. Crazy things.
when when I visited Bowdoin my junior year, we went up and did like a junior day there. They talked about what majors they had, or they gave you like a pamphlet with it, and you open it up. I wanted to just be a business major, so I'm looking through no accounting, no business. They had like Russian, they had art of dance, sculpting. I'm like, this is, and the major that like most connected would probably been like economics, but outside of that, it was just a bunch of gender studies, African studies, all majors like that. I'm like, I don't understand how colleges like that stay afloat having those types of majors. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I honestly don't. I don't know too much about how it works. Like too much about the job process that comes out of it.
Yeah, it's crazy. But so how are you like gen ed wise? So is that what you pretty much did your first semester was just knock out your gen eds, and that's what you're assuming your sophomore or your second semester will be this fall?
Yeah, I just knocked out a lot of gen eds, and probably gonna be doing the same next semester. So that'll be nice though to be doing gen eds while the season comes around.
Now with Yale, do you have to declare by a certain day? Like, because I know at Maritime, it's the first day of your junior year. You have to have a major declared, and like you can't switch anymore. But anytime before that, you can switch between majors. So, is there like a hard pressed date for you to declare, or
Yeah, I think it's junior year as well, but I do know that you're given like you have a 4 year window to graduate, so like that's not like flexible.
so there's no like fifth year options really at Yale
Yeah,
unless you're going for um, continued educate, like going for your masters or something like that.
yeah, exactly. But there's they gave out a free pass for like COVID for like that half semester. So
Now, does that free pass trickle down to you, or is that just like juniors and seniors that were at the school that were like getting preparing to graduate?
I think they gave the free pass to everybody, but like some of the seniors decided just to like finish out and graduate because they only had one semester left. But if they wanted to, they could have taken a semester off and then played another season.
Gotcha. No, I like talking about the recruitment. When Yale's definitely obviously where you're at now with when Columbia offered you, it's that's another Ivy League school. What was that a heavy consider like did you really consider going there? Or was there a school you maybe hoped would offer you? Outside, not even talking UConn, but just maybe another Ivy League school.
Um, as far as like the consideration, I've always like really wanted to go to Yale, so like they've always kind of like been my number one option, and like it was kind of easy to choose when it came to that for that reason. But I did definitely consider Fordham and Columbia because I mean, both really good schools. I just decided that I like Yale the best. And I'm really happy with that decision. But I do wish I probably would have gotten more offers, but I think everybody wishes that. Um, it would have been nice to get like some FBS offers, but I guess it wasn't in the
Definitely.
cards. But um, Holy Cross, I think I was close on. I didn't get it. UConn, um, some of those schools. Yeah.
Do you think it maybe like I'm just throwing it out as like a hypothetical, a prep year would have benefited those FBS offers no matter where you had played?
I think if I would say if I went to a Pepe year, I think I would have got like all the FBS offers, but you don't know. And like even if I did have FBS offers, I don't know if I would choose them over Yale,
Yeah, it's
honestly.
tough when you're looking education wise too. You're not going to get much better education at the FBS level unless you're going to a Duke or a Stanford or a Northwestern. Outside of that, especially in the Northeast with like UMass, UConn, Rutgers being in, or Syracuse, really, you're not getting a better education than at Yale or Columbia or Fordham.
Exactly. Stanford is a great example though. That would be like a dream school, but that's in California.
That's
Too far.
what school would you consider to be tight end U? Because I've heard a lot of talk with Stanford being in it with Goddard, Ertz. I mean, I'm a Notre Dame fan, so I'm obviously gonna say Notre Dame, but I'm curious as to
Uh,
what your thoughts.
I'm gonna be completely non-biased. To me, tight end U is Iowa.
It
That's
makes
always
sense.
how I've heard of it.
Yeah, I mean, especially the guys they've got now with Fant, Kittle. Um, trying to think. Those are the two big names that really come to mind. But they produce guys year after year that are good, but they're all around players too. Good blockers, really good pass catchers. Now, do you have who is your college football team, or do you just watch like your FBS team that you root for big time on Saturdays?
That would be Oregon. I always liked Oregon. I don't know why. I think because when I was a kid, they were like really good. And I
Yeah,
forgot who was that really good running back that they had.
DeAnthony Thomas.
Yeah, and I loved it when he was playing. So I've just been a fan since then, but I don't really follow too much seriously. I follow games. I pick my favorites for each game.
Now, what about for NFL? Are you? I'm assuming a Pats fan.
Yeah, I'm a big Pats fan.
What are you, as a tight end? What are your thoughts on the Hunter Henry and Johnny Smith addition to help Cam out or Mac Jones out?
It's huge because they're going to be able to help protect Cam, and they're also going to be able to run routes for Cam and get open for him. So, and I know Bill Belichick loves his tight ends.
It could be like the next Gronk Hernandez duo. Hopefully, it doesn't end the same, but you never know. So, and what are your thoughts on the Mac Jones pick?
I wasn't huge on the pick when I first saw it, but if Bill, I trust Bill. So if he sees something in Mac, and I really think he's there more than anything to light the fire under Cam, because I think Cam needed somebody in the room to give him some competition and make him play better.
It was definitely, I think, for Belichick a tough for them to not take him too, with him still being there at 15 when he was projected to be like go third or even like ninth to Denver, something like that. So for him to slip all the way there, it felt like a no brainer for him, I think. But yeah, I think I don't know. I think Mac Jones will be starting by like week 8. I think Cam will be out which is unfortunate because I like Newton. But after how he played last year, it was pretty brutal.
Well, we'll have to see what he does with the new threats he has. And I don't know. I heard a rumor that Julio Jones wants to play with Cam. I don't know how true that is, but
I
if that's
I
true, then Cam might be playing a little longer.
I've seen a lot. I saw the two teams he said he wanted to play for. Once again, I don't know how true that is because I've seen like everything on Twitter about Julio is different teams. But the two that keep coming up are the Titans and Patriots. So those in New England, it would be pretty unreal because he would be the clear cut number one with Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne as the 2 and 3. It would be so deadly.
The spot's cut out for him here. I mean, if he was the Titans, though, it'd be a scary team.
Cause yeah, that if they go to if he goes to the Titans, they'll roll through. I think the AFC South, and
Yeah.
especially you're gonna have a guy that will probably go for 1,000 receiving yards and a running back that'll go for over 2,000. So it's that would be super unfortunate for just about every AFC team.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the teams have to give up for Julio, though. That's the only thing I'm worried about. If he does go to the Patriots, I'm worried about who they'll have to give up for him.
I don't think they'll have to give up a first. I could see like a second and a fourth, maybe, or a second and a fifth, or even a third and maybe like trying to think third and maybe like 2 backup offensive linemen, or I honestly don't know because you have to think what Atlanta needs. They need O-line, they need defensive line too. So it all comes down to what they really need and what picks they'll want to take too. But I don't think a first rounder's in the cards for them.
Yeah, especially now with Julio being so clear that he wants out.
Did you see the clip of him calling or when Shannon Sharp called him?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
He goes, he said, "I'm out of here. I want to win." That's the nail in the coffin right there when he says it, and he knows he's on live TV too. Like that's when you know he's fully out.
I think it's Matt Ryan is the reason why he wants out, right?
I'd imagine so. I mean, and it's not even like Matt Ryan's that bad. I don't think he's that bad, but when you've been playing with the same guy your entire career and you're not winning, it's easy to point the finger to Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
But I do like. What are your thoughts on Kyle Pitts, that addition, with him being as versatile as he is, just as a tight end?
Kyle Pitts is going to be, I think he's going to be really good. I mean, running a 4.2 as a tight end is kind of crazy. So, I mean, he's going to get some really big mismatches. So if they can get him the ball, he's going to be huge for them.
And another big tight end that came out in the draft was Freiermuth from Penn State, went to Pittsburgh. He's, I think, a polar opposite of Pitts. Big, physical, and a real good blocker. I mean, Pitts is a good blocker, but Freiermuth just sticks his nose into everything. But yeah, Pitts is he's a freak, just an absolute athletic freak. That if they are able to keep Julio, having those three, him, Calvin Ridley, and Julio, is going to be the best receiving trio, I think, in the whole league.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
All right, Wyatt, I appreciate you coming on. Definitely, this definitely was overdue, so I'm definitely happy we got this in. But I appreciate it, man.
Thanks for having me on, man. This was great.
All right, thank you for listening to this episode of the My Parents Office podcast. Stay tuned for more episodes we're going to be putting out. Thank you.